section of our Girly Afghan, and we'll be starting on part 2. This time we'll be working up some berries. Getting started on round 8, I'm going to be using my master color, and for me that's my light gray. I'm going to start by working in my corner, a standing double crochet. If you're carrying up your yarn, you're over here, and you can chain 2 and wait for me to get there. So to start this round, we're doing that standing double crochet in our corner chain space. Now we're going to work a chain and a double crochet in that same corner chain space. Now we want to work a back post double crochet in the next 95 stitches. So to do that, I try to work around my stitch, not by going under all these strands, especially with these triple crochets and double crochets, and then we also have some half double crochets along here. So when I'm working these ones, I'm only working under the top 2 strands. You can see those V's. So insert my hook under those top 2 and then put them through the next 2 and work my stitch. That's our back post double crochet. And we're doing 95 of those across. Now if you carried up your yarn, you'd have that chain 2 and you'd be working a back post double crochet in each stitch across until we get to the corner. Continue repeating, working a back post double crochet in each stitch across, and I'll meet you at the next corner. Okay, so here we are at the corner, and I've worked a back post double crochet in each stitch across, finishing in this one right here. Now in the corner we're working that double crochet V stitch. So double crochet, chain 1, and then double crochet in that same chain space. Continue repeating that across, working a back post double crochet in the next 95 stitches and a double crochet V stitch in your corner, and I'll meet you at the end of the round. Here we are at the end of the round. To finish off, we're going to join with a slip stitch to our beginning double crochet, and then let's get that there. And then we can put a stitch marker in our master color here, and we're going to make sure that when we do the next round that we bring our master color to the front of our work before working that next round. That completes this round of work. Getting started on round 9, I'm going to be using my second alternate color, which is Plum Pudding, and we have a repeat for this round. Getting started on the repeat, we need to work a 4 double crochet cluster in the 4th stitch to the left of our chain 1 space. So here's the chain 1 space, and then if we count over 4 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, we're going to work a 4 double crochet cluster. This is my first one, so I'm going to do a standing double crochet cluster. Wrap the yarn around your hook a couple of times, insert your hook into the stitch, yarn over, draw up a loop, yarn over, draw through 2 loops on your hook. Now leave one of those loops from your tail so you actually look like you have 2 loops on your hook there. Now we're going to work 3 more clusters in that same stitch. So to work a cluster, we're going to yarn over, insert our hook into that same stitch, yarn over, draw up a loop, yarn over, draw through 2 loops on our hook. That's our cluster, so we need to do that 2 more times. Yarn over, we're drawing through those 2 loops there, yarn over, insert into that same stitch, yarn over, draw up a loop, yarn over, draw through those 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, and draw through all 5 loops on your hook. That creates our first 4 double crochet cluster. Now we have a little repeat within our repeat. Getting started on the little repeat, we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. We're going to skip the next 2 stitches, 1, 2, working in this third, a 4 double crochet cluster. So yarn over, insert your hook into that stitch, yarn over, draw up a loop, yarn over, draw through 2 loops on your hook. You've got 2 loops on your hook. Now we got to do 3 more clusters. So there's 1, 2, and then 3. Yarn over, draw through all 5 loops on your hook. That's the little repeat. We need to do that a total of 30 times. We've done it once. So chain 3, 1, 2, 3, skip 2 stitches, work a 4 double crochet cluster in that third stitch. Continue repeating that across 28 more times if you've already worked up 2 like me, and I will meet you at the corner. Okay, I'm at my corner now. I just finished my 30th repeat, which is this 4 double crochet cluster is in this 4th stitch away from our corner. You should have a total of 31 of these clusters along the one edge. Now we're going to chain 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that's the repeat for this round. You can continue repeating that around. I'm just going to show you the beginning of our repeat. Remember, we count over 4 stitches from that chain space. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And in that 4th stitch, we're working that first 4 double crochet cluster. The first one we did on our first repeat, we did a standing 4 double crochet cluster. This time we're just working a regular one. And on each repeat around, then you can continue on your little repeat, chain 3, skip 2, 4 double crochet cluster in that third stitch. Continue repeating that around, and I will meet you at the end of the round. Here we are at the end of the round, and we want to join with a slip stitch to our beginning double crochet cluster stitch there. But before we do that, we need to take our master color and bring it to the front of our work so we can pick it back up. I have not figured out how to carry up all these colors through the next couple of rounds, so when we're done joining, we are going to fasten off this plum pudding, and that completes this round of work. Getting started on round 10, we're putting our hook back into our master color here, and we are going to be working in the skipped stitches from round 8 unless otherwise specified. So round 8 was this gray, light gray that we worked, and we're going to be working in these skipped stitches. So to get started, we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Now we have a repeat for this round. Getting started on the repeat, we're going to work a V stitch in our chain 1 space. So to do that, double crochet, chain 1, and then double crochet in that same chain space. Now we're going to double crochet in that double crochet, and now we're going to work a triple crochet cluster in the next 2 double crochets. So these 2 stitches here, we're going to work a triple crochet cluster. Now I've seen other people work these differently. This is what I had originally named it, and this is how I do them. So we're going to yarn over twice, and then we're going to work a cluster in that first double crochet. So insert your hook into that stitch, yarn over, draw up a loop, yarn over, draw through 2 loops on your hook. That's the cluster. Now we need to do a cluster in the next stitch. So yarn over, insert your hook, draw up a loop, yarn over, draw through 2 loops on your hook. You'll now have 4 loops left on your hook. We're going to yarn over and draw through 3 of those loops. Now we're going to yarn over and draw through the last 2 loops. And that's the triple crochet cluster that I'll be working for this round. Now we have a little repeat within our repeat. To get started on that, we're going to work a chain, single crochet in the next chain 3 space from round 9. So right in here, we're working a single crochet. Now we're going to work a triple crochet cluster in the next 2 skip stitches from round 8. Remember, we're working that first cluster and we're only working in round 8, pushing round 9 out of the way. So there's our first cluster. Now we're going to work a cluster in the next stitch. Yarn over, draw through 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, draw through 2 loops on your hook. And that's the little repeat. So we're going to repeat that. We need to do it a total of 31 times. We've done it once. We'll do it again one more time. So chain 1, single crochet in the next chain 3 space from round 9, and then work a triple crochet cluster in the next 2 skipped stitches from round 8. So we'll work a cluster in that first stitch, cluster in the next stitch, yarn over through 3 loops, yarn over through the last 2. Continue repeating that across, and I will meet you at the corner. Here I am at the corner, and I'm just working my last repeat, and we were supposed to work in a chain 3, but this last one is worked in our chain 8, and then we're still doing that triple crochet cluster in the next 2 double crochets. That's the last repeat, and then we can work a double crochet in the next double crochet. That's the repeat for this round. Continue repeating that around, omitting this last double crochet on your last repeat, and I'll meet you at the end of the round. Here we are at the end of the round. To finish off, we're going to join with a slip stitch to our beginning double crochet, which was that chain 3. And then we're going to put a stitch marker in our master color here, so you can pick it back up. That completes this round of work. Getting started on round 11, we're going to be working our stitches only in round 9, which is the little berries here. And we're going to push round 10, this last gray round, out of the way. We're going to be using our 4th alternate color. I'm using green tones. And to get started, right here we've got that chain 8 in the corner. We're going to insert our hook into that chain 8 space and bring it up so that you're only in that chain 8 space. And we're going to draw up that green colored yarn. We're going to insert our hook in between the clusters, the first and second one here, and draw up a loop. And then we're going to do that in between the next 2 clusters, that second and third cluster there, draw up a green loop. And then in between those last clusters, third and fourth ones, draw up a loop, and then insert it into that chain 3 space, and only that chain 3 space, and draw up a loop. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 loops on your hook. Yarn over and draw through all 5 loops on your hook. Now we have a repeat for this round. We're going to get started on that, and to get started we have a little repeat within our repeat. and that is to chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to do the same thing over here, starting in this chain 3 space, inserting our hook and working only in that chain 3 space. We're going to draw up a loop. Work between the first and second clusters, draw up a loop, work between the next clusters, second and third, draw up a loop, and then between that third and fourth cluster there, hold on, there we go, and then in the next chain 3 space. With 5 loops on our hook, we're going to yarn over, oh sorry, there's 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yes. We're going to draw through all 6 loops on our hook. That's the little repeat. We need to do that. Let's have a look here and see. Total of 30 times. So that was once. I'll show you again. We're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And then in that same chain 3 space over here, working only in there, draw up a loop between the first and second cluster, between the second and third. Oh, sometimes they can be a little tricky. Between the third and fourth cluster, and then in that last chain 3 space there, with 6 loops on our hook, yarn over, draw through all 6 loops on your hook. That's the little repeat. You need to do that 28 more times, and I'll meet you at the corner. I just finished my last repeat in this last 4 double crochet cluster here, and after that we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to work a puff in the chain 1 space from round 8. So right in here we're going to work a puff. So 7 loops on our hook for a puff, chain 1, and then puff in that same chain 1 space from round 8. Did I do that right? 2, 4, 6, 7, and then chain 3. 1, 2, 3, working in that next 4 double crochet cluster in that chain 8 space before it, draw up a loop, draw up a loop between the first and second cluster. I can't see this, hold on a second on the camera there. There we are. Between the second and the third cluster, between the third and the fourth cluster, and then in that chain 3 space. Yarn over, draw through all loops on your hook, and that's the repeat for this round. Continue repeating that around. When you get to your last repeat on the end, you won't be needing to work this one, and I'll meet you there. Make sure when you're working this round that you take your master color and you keep it to the back of your work before you work over it. Here we are at the end of the round. Omit that last berry cluster here, and that's where we're going to join. Looks like you have a V right here. We can join under that with a slip stitch, and then we can fasten off this green colored yarn, and that completes this round of work. Getting started on round 12, we're going to be using our second alternate color, which is Plum Pudding for me, and we're going to be working in the chain 3 space to the left of a puff stitch. So we have these 2 puffs, it's like a puff V stitch in our corner, and to the left we have this chain 3 space, and we have a repeat for this round, which is to work a 4 double crochet cluster in this chain 3 space here. For our first one on our repeat, we're going to work a standing 4 double crochet cluster. So we need to work 4 little clusters. And then if you leave your original tail wrapped around your hook at least once, you should have 5 loops that you can work under. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's our first 4 double crochet cluster. Now we have a little repeat within our repeat, and that is to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Work a 4 double crochet cluster in the next chain 3 space. So 4 little clusters. There's 1, 2, 3, and then 4. Yarn over, draw through all 5 loops on your hook. That's the little repeat. We need to do that 31 times. So we've done it once. We need to do it 30 more times. I'll do it once more. Chain 3. 1, 2, 3. 4 double crochet cluster in the next chain 3 space. So there's 1, 2, 3, and then 4. Yarn over, draw through all 5 loops on your hook. Repeat that across 29 more times, and I will meet you over at the other corner. Okay, I just finished my last repeat, so now we should have 32 clusters, these 4 double crochet clusters along the one edge. And we worked in this chain 3 space before this puff V-stitch in the corner. Next we're going to chain 5, so that was 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. And then in this chain 1 space we're going to work 8 double crochets. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8. Draw up a little loop, remove your hook, insert it into that beginning double crochet, back into your working loop, tighten, and draw up a loop. That makes a little flower in the corner. Now we're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's the repeat for this round. It brings you back around to this chain 3 space. The beginning of the repeat, remember we work a 4 double crochet cluster in there on the first one. I did that standing 4 double crochet cluster. On your repeats, you're just working a regular 4 double crochet cluster. Continue repeating that around, and I'll meet you at the end of the round. When we're working this round, we want to make sure that we bring this master color to the front of our work before working over it, so that we can pick it up in the next round. Here we are at the end of the round. I just finished with a chain 5. And to finish, we're going to join with a slip stitch to our beginning 4 double crochet cluster. And we can finish off with a slip stitch, and you can fasten off, I believe this is our second alternate color, and that completes this round of work. Getting started on round 13, I've inserted my hook back into my master color, and for this round we are going to be working in stitches from round 10, and round 10 is this light gray, and to be working in it we are going to be working in between round 11, which is this green round, and round 12, which is this purple round. See how we can see round 11 in there? That's how we're going to be working in those spaces. So to get started, I have inserted my hook back into my master color here, And to get started on our repeat, we need to work a triple crochet cluster in the next 2 double crochets. So the one we're in this double crochet here. Now, because it's our first one, I made a little makeshift triple crochet cluster. To do that, chain 1, yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over and draw up a loop, yarn over, draw through 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, draw through 2 loops on your hook, and then chain 1. So that's our makeshift triple crochet for our first stitch. When you come back around and do your repeats, you'll just work a regular triple crochet cluster in those 2 double crochet. I'll show you when we get to the corner. So next we want to work in the top of this 8 double crochet popcorn stitch here a single crochet V-stitch. So single crochet, chain 1, single crochet in that same space. Now we're going to single crochet in the chain 5 space from round 12, and then we're going to work a triple crochet cluster in the next 2 double crochet from round 10. So bringing those 2 double crochets in between those 2 layers. In the first stitch we're going to work our first cluster for our triple crochet. Work a cluster in that next double crochet, yarn over through 3, yarn over through 2. Now we have a little repeat within our repeat that we need to do a total of 31 times. We need to chain 1, single crochet in the next chain 3 space from round 12, and then triple crochet cluster in the next chain 1 space from round 10. So right in here you can bring that chain 1 space. This is from the back here. So bring that chain 1 space through to the front and only working in that chain 1 space a triple crochet cluster. Now we've been working our triple crochet clusters in 2 stitches. We're just going to be working them in that 1 stitch. That's the little repeat. So we need to do that 30 more times. I'll show you again. Chain 1, single crochet in the next chain 3 space, and then triple crochet cluster in that next chain 1 space from round 10. Right in here. We're working that triple crochet cluster. That's the little repeat again. Continue repeating that across, and I will meet you at the end of the round. I can't see my chain space on camera, so here I go. Bye. I just finished my 31st repeat, and next we're going to chain 1. We're going to single crochet in that chain 5 space, and that's the repeat for the round. Now on the start of the repeat, the last one we had to do the makeshift triple crochet for the next 3 repeats on our round. We need to find those 2 double crochets and work a triple crochet cluster in them. Ooh, that's some squeaky yarn. You can continue repeating that around, and I will meet you at the end of the round. Here we are at the end of the round. I just finished with a single crochet in that chain 5 space, and to finish off we're going to join with a slip stitch to our beginning triple crochet cluster. So to find that, we had that single crochet V-stitch. This is the single crochet, and then beside that we had that chain 1. So right there in that chain 1 is where we're going to join, and we can put a stitch marker in our master color. I don't have one at the moment and I'm not sure which way to move it. I'll be right back with that.
Okay, I just got my stitch marker there, and we are going to be bringing it to the front of our work before working the next round, and that completes this round of work. Getting started on round 14, we're going to be using our fourth alternate color. For me, that's green tones, and we're going to start by working a standing double crochet in the chain 1 corner space from round 10. So when I first looked at this, I'm thinking, what? Because round 10 is this round right here, and I'm thinking, where's the chain 1 space? And then I forgot about this one. So this is our corner chain 1 space from round 10. Remember, we worked that flower in the round 8 there, and then we didn't do anything in round 10. So it's visible back here behind everything in our corner. Alright, so we're working a standing double crochet. Now this would be the repeat for the round, would be to work a double crochet in this corner chain 1 space. On our first repeat, we're working a standing double crochet, and then on your other repeats, you'll just work a regular double crochet. Now it says to chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now it says insert hook into the chain 5 space to the right of your 4 double crochet cluster. So this is our 4 double crochet cluster. And remember that chain 5's right there. We're doing the same thing we did for this green round now. So in here we're going to draw up a loop. And remember, we're only working in those 4 double crochet clusters. In between the first and the second clusters, draw up a loop. Between the second and third clusters, draw up a loop. Between the third and fourth clusters, let's see if we can get that in there, draw up a loop, and then in that next chain 3 space there, draw up a loop. Now you've now got 2, 4, 6 loops on our hook. We can yarn over and draw through all 6 loops on our hook. Now we have a little repeat within our repeat. I'm just looking, okay, we need to do it 31 times. So our little repeat is to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to work a berry top in the next 4 double crochet clusters. So inserting our hook into that same chain 3 space over here, draw up a loop. Between that first and second cluster, draw up a loop. Between the second and third cluster, draw up a loop. Between that third and fourth cluster, draw up a loop. And then in that next chain 3 space, draw up a loop. With those 6 loops on our hook, yarn over, draw through all 6 loops on our hook. That's the little repeat. Again, we have to do that 31 times. We've done it once. I'll do it again. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to work a berry top. So we're going into that same chain 3 space over here, draw up a loop. Between the first and second clusters, draw up a loop. Between the second and third, draw up a loop. Between that third and fourth, draw up a loop. And then in that next chain 3 space, draw up a loop. With 6 loops on our hook, yarn over, draw through all 6 loops. That's the little repeat. Continue repeating that across 29 more times for a total of 31. And I will meet you over at the corner after you do your last berry right here. I just finished my last repeat, and that last berry, the last slip stitch, was worked in this chain 5 space here. It's not a chain 3 space. And then after that, we're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the repeat for this round. You can continue repeating that around, and I'll meet you at the end of the round. Before we get there, I'm just going to show you. Remember, the beginning of your repeat is to work a double crochet in that chain 1 space from round 10 in the back there. And then also, I guess I can show you the yarn we're bringing forward. Here we are at the end of the round, and here is my master color. I'm going to bring that forward. And to finish off, I just worked that chain 5 here. We're going to find that double crochet that we worked here. I'm going to count backwards. So we had 5 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then these two right here was the standing double crochet. We can join right there. And we can fasten off this green colored yarn when we're finished, and that completes this round of work. Getting started on round 15, we're going to insert our hook back into our master color, and the stitches for this round are worked in round 13, and we're going to make sure that we push round 14 to the back out of the way. So round 13 is the gray round, and round 14 is this green, so we're pushing this green to the back, working in only round 10. To get started, we are in this triple crochet to the right of this corner flower. We're going to chain 1 and work 2 single crochet in that triple crochet. So there's 1 and then 2. Now we have a repeat for this round. Getting started on that, we need to work 2 single crochets in the next single crochet. So we have this single crochet V-stitch right here. The first single crochet, we are working 2 single crochets in there. So there's those 2. Now, where are we here? Sorry, single crochet V-stitch in the chain 1 space. So in our chain 1 space, we're working a single crochet, chain 1, single crochet in that same stitch. Now we need to single crochet in the next 2 single crochets. So this single crochet from our V-stitch, we want to work 1 in there, and then the next single crochet, we're working a single crochet in there. Now we need to work 3 single crochet in the next 33 triple crochet clusters. So our triple crochet cluster right here, up at the top, we're going to be working in there, making sure that this green round 14 is pushed to the back, only working in round 13, those 3 single crochets. So there's 1, 2, 3. So that was once. We need to do that a total of 33, so we have 32 more to work. Pull that triple crochet cluster. The easiest way I find to do it is to actually put your hook in the stitch and then pull it with your hook and pull that back. So you're only working 3 single crochets in that triple crochet cluster. So that's twice. I'll do another one here. One, 2, 3 single crochets. Continue repeating that across your edge. Oops, almost knocked my camera over, and I'll meet you at the corner. I just finished my 30-second repeat with 3 single crochets in this triple crochet. We need to do a total of 33 repeats. I just wanted to show that there is a single crochet right here we're skipping before working that last repeat. So in that triple crochet cluster, we're working 3 single crochets, and that is the repeat for this round. You can continue repeating that around, omitting these last 3 single crochets on your last repeat, and I will meet you at the end. Here we are at the end of the round. We are omitting the last 3 single crochet in the last triple crochet cluster, which is right here, because we already have our beginning 2 single crochets in there. So to finish off, we're going to work a single crochet in that same triple crochet cluster, and then we're going to join with a slip stitch to that beginning single crochet. Do not fasten off this light gray yarn. We'll be using it in the next round. That completes this round of work. Getting started on round 16, this round is actually really easy. We are going to be working a half double crochet in each stitch around and a half double crochet V-stitch in our corner chain 1 space that we made in that. So because we're over here, we need to chain 2, that's our beginning half double crochet, and then we're working a half double crochet in each stitch. So there should be 4 before we get to that corner chain 1 space. So 1 more, and then in the corners we're working a half double crochet V-stitch. So half double crochet, chain 1, and then half double crochet in that same chain 1 space. Now continue repeating that around, working a half double crochet in each stitch. Make sure not to miss this first one. Continue working a half double crochet in each stitch across, working that half double crochet V-stitch in your corner, and I'll meet you at the end of the round. Before I go, we need to work a total of 105 half double crochet along our edge, not including that half double crochet V-stitch. So you should have 105 plus your half double crochet V-stitch in the corner. Here we are at the end of the round. I just need to join with a slip stitch to my beginning half double crochet. We can fasten off this light gray, and that completes this round of work. That brings us to the end of this section. I'll be back with more soon, and in the meantime, check out my blog, dearestdebbie.com, for more crochet patterns, tutorials, and yarn shop.